Hello. So, if you're anything like me, you like to spend a lot of time outdoors, and especially if you're in Western New York, it can be difficult to find places to go to want to go for a walk or a hike, especially during the winter, which in this part of the world lasts for about half of a year. So, I just want to share with you guys a few of my favorite places to go for a walk and or hike or just spend time outdoors. They can be hard to come by, but if you look hard enough, there's really a lot of really good places in Western New York. And I even threw in a place that's in the city of Buffalo, but we'll get to that later. So, to start, my very favorite place to go and spend time outdoors is definitely Chestnut Ridge. Um, I think it's in Orchard Park or near Orchard Park, but it's a great place to be. There's a lot of paved roads, so if you aren't really feeling like going through, forest or hiking up too many mountains, there's a lot of good pavement just to walk. That's a really nice, easy walk. You can bring your dogs, and it's never really that busy, but there's still a good amount of people that like to go and enjoy it. But it's great. It's beautiful. It's super quiet, which I love. And if you are feeling like hiking, there are parts where there are trails that aren't paved that take you through forests, they take you near streams. You should just always exercise caution in regards, especially if you're going during the winter, which I have a fair amount. Throw on some boots and some really warm clothing because you'll have to go through some snow. But it's really a beautiful place. There's a lot of trees. If you're not wanting to be around a lot of people, there's plenty of isolated areas where you can go and really get some nice peace and quiet. So I would highly recommend going to Chestnut Ridge. I've gone the past 3 or 4 consecutive weekends. Really love the place. It's couldn't recommend it highly enough. And even in the all of the hours I've spent being there, the park is so massive that I can't hit all of it, or I'm working on hitting all of it. And if you're not there for a hike, you can also, play some frisbee golf or go for a cookout or whatever. There's plenty of things to do there. My second favorite place that I would have to recommend would be Zor Valley near Gowanda, or again, it might be in Gowanda. I can't entirely remember. But it's been a while since I've been there, and it's my second favorite place because I haven't been there during the winter. It is, I actually don't know if I want to say dangerous, but there are some steep drop offs, and there's places where you probably shouldn't go off the path because it is a valley with a little bit of like a riverbed or a stream bed. But at certain points of the year, the stream bed recedes and the water level lowers considerably, and you can walk up the bed for about as far as you want to take it. And there's some really nice, beautiful views there. I've only been there during the summer because of the fact that there are some pretty steep drop offs. And if you aren't careful and if you lose your footing, it could be pretty dangerous, either cause you a lot of harm or it could be fatal. So I would recommend exercising caution there, even if you're going during the summer, but especially if you're going during the winter. But it's a beautiful, beautiful place to bring some lunch or again just going for some peace and quiet. It's always smart to hike with a friend, especially if you're going somewhere like this that's got official trails laid out by New York State. But again, it's a little more secluded. So, and lastly, I felt something that I was a good honorable mention would be Forest Lawn Cemetery in downtown Buffalo. So if you're located in the city and you don't necessarily want to drive 30 minutes to an hour to a hiking spot, but you do want to get the feeling of nature, Forest Lawn Cemetery is great because it is really quiet. It's in pretty much in the central, location in Buffalo. And not only is there a lot of history there for really interesting things that you can look into, and a lot of really famous and important people are buried there. There's also a few nature preserves kind of interwoven into the cemetery itself. So if you are just looking to go and look at some wildlife, or just want to be around some water or find some peace and quiet in an otherwise not so quiet area, Forest Lawn Cemetery is great. I've been there on many weekends, Saturday mornings and the like. And just to prove that there is some good nature there, I think it might be annually or I don't know, every so often, however many years, there are bird migrations that flow through there, and a lot of people come out there to watch all the different kind of, I want to say either finches, but really bright, colorful birds, and people come to take pictures of them. And the cemetery is dead quiet because no one wants to scare the birds, and everyone's there set up with their cameras taking pictures. So usually if you go on a normal day, there's not that many people if you just kind of want to be alone and enjoy some silence, but there's also a lot going on there if you hit it on the right days. So again, it's not necessarily a hike, but it's a great place to go and feel like you're out in the great outdoors without having to drive that far, especially if you're in the city of Buffalo or maybe you're in one of the surrounding areas. Forest Lawn is just quick, easy. Again, a lot of paved paths, but also some, just natural trails there, believe it or not. It's a really big cemetery. I highly recommend it. But Western New York is just full of really good hikes and really good areas to go hiking and go to enjoy some nature. And I'd recommend it's worth spending some time to look for them. And you don't necessarily have to go to the Adirondacks or, drive all over the place just to find a nice area. A lot of these places are really in your backyard, especially if you're in Orchard Park or East Aurora or something like that. I'd highly recommend just taking some time to go find some places. Maybe don't get lost, but you can become close to getting lost. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, there's a lot of really beautiful places in Western New York, and all you got to do is look a little bit. Thanks.